Okay, so we got the Revonix up to level 14 and unlock the third Nerf Power. The third Nerf Power gives us a 20% chance on hit to land a critical hit, which deals extra damage and stuns the opponents. And from my test playing, that does include ricochet hits as well, not just direct hits. So we're going to look at it in all 3 game modes. Starting with 3-on-3. We'll just look at a single game per mode rather than making this a long video. I actually unlocked this Nerf Power a week ago, but I've just been lazy and delayed making this video. Most of this video footage was captured on the day that I unlocked the Nerf Power. And this is in fact my first match using it, so you're seeing it as I tried it for the first time. So straight away we've got a boom dozer to deal with there, but we managed to take him out. So you can see the crit hit there landing on both people, even though the discs were ricocheting from one to the other, and it's freezing them in place. Now this is just super overpowered, and ironically it makes for a good counter to other Revonixes, because the stun power is one of the best way to counter a Revonix, because it stops the person with the Revonix from healing because they can't shoot. So you can see the boom dozer again taken down very easily there. And we're just dominating the opponents. They can't even all spawn back in time, so when they are spawning, they're getting very quickly overrun. My teammates are heavily on the other side of the field, so just hit the shield, run in, and we get this final kill here. And somebody gets taken out before we manage it. So as you can see, a very quick, very easy victory. And that stun power just providing a win more, really. So I was, of course, very keen to test this out in solo, as solo can be one of the hardest or one of the easiest game modes, depending on your setup. The Revonix makes solo a bit of a breeze. I used to struggle with it before the Revonix, but let's see how this gets us on. So one of the great things about using the Revonix in solo mode is you can pick up these drinks to get a damage boost, and once you get a couple of damage boosts onto the Revonix, it just becomes an unstoppable machine. So we're going to try and make sure that we're picking them up whenever we can, as well as taking people out around us and surviving. Just making sure to keep an eye on that closing in wall as well, because we don't want to get trapped outside of that. That's one of the easiest ways to die. So we take out another opponent and turn around just in time to catch this person out. Still got a bit of time before we have to cross the bridge as well. I tend to try and avoid going to the middle in solo until I have to. Not back there, knocking them into the river. Not back very powerful. It's also one of the biggest vulnerabilities that you have if somebody knocks you back into the water. Doesn't matter how good your survivability. So you see there, normally a boom dozer like that would be a big threat, but the stun enabled us to kill them before they did any significant damage. So we get across the field and now we're into the centre. We should get this kill and pick up an energy drink, so now our damage is at plus 60%. It makes a huge difference. Now we'll hunt this person down and hopefully we can kill them and take their energy drink. So you saw the knockback pushing us back out of the field of play, but we managed to survive, kill them, and okay, we're now up to 90% damage, which is great. Extra 90% damage. Only 4 players left, ourselves included, so this is going very well. We've still got our other 2 blasters in reserve. Not faced any particularly hairy moments, even when we came up against an opposing Revonix, because that stun ability just gave us a massive advantage. One more person to kill, we've got full health and we've got our shield, which we hit, and very quickly take out the person holding the motor blitz, which is good because the motor blitz is one of the blasters that can counter a Revonix. So I'm going to move on and have a look at pinball. I've been using the Revonix in pinball for ages, but it never really struck me as the best blaster to use in pinball. But now it's level 14, it's completely changed the game. And you'll see why. It's enabled me to change my strategy. So as you can see, we've got 2 opposing Revonixes in this game. Normally that might be a bit of a challenge, but now we've got this stun ability which should counter those Revonix. Let's see how we get on. So instead of my usual tactic of get the tokens, retreat, and then keep going forward and backwards and holding to my own base, we instead go forward and we're just going to hold the middle line and collect all the tokens as they arrive. I've been doing this with pinball all week, and I came first in the pinball tournament, which I don't think I've ever done before, although I have finished high in the past. One of the things I've started doing as well more is firing the blaster manually rather than automatically, because it just ricochets down these tunnels or off the various bits of scenery in pinball, and then still hits people even if they're not directly in your line of sight, which is great. So as you can see, we're wiping out our opponents. We've got none on the field at the moment because we've killed them that quickly that they're needing to respawn in with other blasters. And we're completely pinning them down to their side of the field so that they're not getting a chance to run forward and collect any of these tokens. It's quite an aggressive and oppressive style of play. Like I say, I've been doing it all week, tried and tested. I've found that rarely do I get taken out with the Revonix, and when I do, it's usually because I end up in that hole in the middle, whether through running in like an idiot by accident or whether getting knocked in by knockback damage. So as you can see, nice quick victory here. We've got nothing to worry about. I don't even need to retreat. I can just hang around in case one of my teammates get taken out, and we get the victory. So I'm currently working on a couple of videos for the Revonix. One of them is blasters that counter the Revonix, and then the other is just some like advanced tips and tricks, stuff like that. Thanks for watching. See you soon.